Back on a little Briggs now, and we're going to wash it down with some lacquer thinner, clean it off, and start doing a little bit of epoxy. But before we do that, a couple guys have asked what this hole is here, and that was the breather, and this is what originally went in there. This here is like a check valve, but I wanted to do something a little different there. I mean, it just has to. It just keeps air from building up inside the case. So it doesn't have to be a check valve, you know, if you can hear that. I don't know where the microphone is on this thing, but you can hear a little check valve in there. But so on the older models there, they were just like a breather with no check valve, you know, it would have like a pipe or something. And I've been trying to think of something creative, something that would look good on here instead of that check valve, you know. And I was thinking, I had these old CO2 cartridges that I knurled and stuff. I was thinking maybe putting a few holes around the side there, but you know, the more I looked at it, the more I said, you know, that would distract from the push rods and everything. So I think I'm deciding against that. I had a couple of them here. I mean, they look good and everything like that, but I don't think they would go with it. Let me throw you on a tripod and I'll run a couple more ideas past you. Let me know what you think. Here's one idea I came up with, and I sort of like it. This here's a 1/4 inch fitting. I would go with an 1/8 inch because it's a small hole, and I would thread that, put a pipe fitting in there. But you know, sort of like a little snorkel coming out of there, and then on the end here, you know, block it off, and then put some holes in there. But you know, this is all you can get anymore. You know, these modern looking ones. I don't like that. You know, if I can get like an 1/8 inch street fitting like this, see the way it's like rounded and stuff, that would be nice. That's 3/8, so that's way too big. But what I did find, you see now here's an 1/8 inch, and like I'm saying, you know, they look like hell. You know, they're all squared and everything, you know, and that would fit in there nice, you know, but it just don't look right, you know. You want something to look like it's from the 50s, you know, because that's when this is from. You want a period. So if I could find a street elbow, you know, a rounded one, an older one, I think that would look good. But then I was thinking, I found this just regular elbow, and that would look okay. And what I was thinking, you know, because I could actually put a thread in there and thread that, and that would hold it in nice. You know, just bring it down till it's flush. And then I could even put a plug in the end of it. Push it all the way in, and then just cut it off flush and grind it down flush, and then put some holes in there, and I think that would look alright. I even thought of getting rid of like the ribs on this, you know, but then the more I look at it, the more I sort of like the ribs, you know, but I would get rid of the markings on it, you know, it's say 1/8 inch and stuff like that, and just something like that, you know. I want something a little creative, so if somebody has a better idea or something, you know, let me know. Throw it in the comments. I even thought of taking an old torch like this and putting it in there as a rat tail, you know, because it comes out to a point, you know, but that wouldn't look good. That wouldn't do anything for it. So if anybody got a creative idea for that, let me know. Alright. Actually plugged that hole up, you know, and so you wouldn't even know it was there, and put something coming out the back or coming out this side, you know. That's what some of the earlier models had. Alright, before I start, I want to thank the patrons again. I mean, I was able to buy a new air hose or oxygen acetylene line for my little outfit there. The other one here, I've had this for over 40 years, and I think it's supposed to change these. You can see there's cracks in it and stuff like that. You know, you don't want to mess around with that. So this was old and brittle. Like I said, I had this 40 years, and I think when I bought it used, so God only knows how old that is. You know, it's just for this little set here. Yeah, I get a lot of use out of them tanks. You know, and they look small, but they're like 2 foot. They're not like the small ones that the refrigeration guys use. You know, these are actually pretty good. I've had them a long time too. I've had them for over 40 years. I've only might have filled them like 2-3 times. But I just picked this card up for it. I used to grab these by this, which probably wasn't a good idea, and move them. But just picked that card up. I paid $10 for that at the last show. It's a funny story. A guy was walking through our little booth area, and I seen a $5 tag on it. And I said, "Would you pay $5 for it?" And the guy says, "Yeah." I said, "I'll give you $10 for it." And he says, "All right." I guess he thought the idea of doubling his money was worth more than him having a cart. So it was in pretty good shape, and I knew that would fit perfect with this little set. So that's where that came from. So again, I want to thank the patrons, and even the dollar patrons. You know, I mean, it all adds up, and it all helps me. You know, this was $25, so that'll outlast me. I think you're supposed to change these every 10 years or so, but anyway, thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate all the help, all the support. All right, let's get some work done. All right, first thing we're going to do is clean it. This bucket looks kind of funky, but I already cleaned that. Just going to use regular lacquer thinner. You can get that at any place, Home Depot or whatever. And this will clean off whatever grease is there, or it's an acid brush I got here. You know what? I'm going to turn it around here for you. This will clean off any oil or grease or whatever smoke or stuff that came off with the flux stuff. This will just make it that much better for the epoxy to stick. So let me clean this up a little, and then we'll get back to you. Alright, now what you gotta do is get yourself a old box of Cheerios so you have something to mix on here. And it's a 50-50 mix. This is just your standard paste epoxy. You know, nothing special about it. I got this. This was Army surplus I got somewhere at an auction. And you just mix it. Make sure you mix it real good. Yeah. Yeah. In the comments there, don't try to guess what it is or who makes it, or it's not the stuff in the tubes, because YouTube will just delete your comment, send it to spam. And you guys think I do that, but I don't. You know, they don't like using brand names and stuff, so that they can put almost any advertiser they want on the video. But anyway, like I say, it's just your standard 2-part epoxy mix, and you mix it up real good. You see the way it's turning gray? I'll mix this up a little better, and then we'll turn this back on. Okay. Yeah, with epoxy, you got to make sure it's mixed 100%. You know, or else it's gonna fail. I've never had epoxy fail on me because I always make sure it was mixed. I've seen guys mix it and you still see black stuff, still see white stuff. You know, if you do that, it's not gonna work. Okay, I'm happy with the way this is mixed. Okay, I like using this stuff because this takes about 8 hours to set up. You got about an hour working time. That stuff in the tubes, you only get about 15 minutes working time. So let's see, you guys in frame there? Yeah, I guess you are. All right, I guess I'm gonna start on the top of the fins. You know what? Might be better for you. There you go. Yeah, you guys. Oh, look at that! It's looking better already. That's crazy. Yeah, I probably mixed up too much here, but that's okay. Yeah, this is hardly going to take any. There's a little bit of technique to putting this stuff on, you know, but actually this one don't even need it. I didn't do anything to that. Oh yeah, it needs it right here on this corner. And it's looking good. Yeah, this stuff's a little different than working with than body putty. You know, it's thicker and it doesn't smooth out as nice. But with a little practice, anybody can do it. Now up top here, I really don't need much up top here, but I'm going to put it anyway. I always sand it off. Okay. So just that fast. The tops are done. Here's a trick I'll show you guys. This is just regular water. And epoxy, you could actually use water and your finger and you could actually form this stuff. You see it ain't sticking on my finger right now. And this cuts down on a lot of sanding. You don't want to leave big globs of water there. But right now, that's I get a piece of paper towel here, right there. Get the excess water out. So right now, that's as smooth as you're going to get it. I probably won't even have to sand that, but I will. But anyway, I'm going to turn it around, turn it upside down, and we'll do the bottom of the fins. Okay, I'm happy with the tops. Now let's do the bottoms. I don't know how much you can see there. I'll try and move you over here without sticking my arm in there. I'm having trouble because my hand is hitting the top of this the block here. What's going on? It's going on okay though. We'll get it. You see what's nice about this bottom one? I can fit my finger in there. And see, now that looks like hell. But now, like I told you, you can stick your finger in the water here and actually shape that and form that almost perfect. You know, I mean, you might have a little sanding, but nothing worth talking about. Okay, got a little too much back here. Just going to scrape that off. And then you can smooth that in. Look at that, it's coming out nice. Like I said, I'm not looking at the camera. I'm just assuming you're pretty close. Alright, so that. Okay, I still got a little too much here. So I'm going to take that off. And smooth it in place there. There we go. Yeah, so this bottom one looks kind of funky. I don't know how well you can see that, but that's hardly going to need any sanding at all. Okay, put my glove on and do the rest of this. Alright, let's get the next one. Actually, the next one doesn't need it because that's the one that we didn't do anything to. But this one here is going to take a little bit. Just got to push down hard enough so you know that it's adhering. There we go. Alright, that looks good. Alright, now this bottom one. This bottom one also going to take a little bit. I thought I mixed way too much, but I'm going to have some left over, but not a whole lot. usually what I do is sometimes I have other projects that need epoxy, and whatever I have left over I'll put on them. But right now I didn't have anything prepared, so much for that. Alright, that looks good. Alright. There's bottom one. Yeah, like I say, this stuff always looks like hell when you first put it on, but sands right off. Alright, yeah, you don't want to leave too much excess, because that's just more that you have to sand off or clean. Alright. Looks like I got it. Alright, I like that. Let me play with it a little bit more, and then maybe we'll close this out. Alright, here's something that's going to save us a ton of sanding. I got myself a little popsicle stick here, and I'm actually sticking it in there and pushing down and moving this stuff exactly where I want it. It's working out pretty good. It's actually pushing right up against the block. I was worried about how to sand that block, but now I probably won't even have to. Wow. Yeah, that's almost perfect. Yeah, a lot of guys are talking about what about heat transfer between this, one type of metal and the other type of metal and stuff like that. And you're talking about a 1 horsepower engine here that's going to be running at about 250 RPMs. I mean, you're coming up with problems that don't exist. See, there's excess. And if there won't be any problem. I mean, heat transfer, and worrying about the epoxy and stuff. This epoxy is good till 250 degrees. This head probably isn't going to get no higher than maybe 150. Okay. Yeah, this popsicle stick was a good idea. Who came up with that? Yeah, like I said, I don't know how well you guys can see, but that's pretty good. There's going to be hardly any sand in the room on that. Alright. Alright, we got all that on epoxy on there, and we like the way it looks. Looks a little hacked up and wonky, but it's the nature of the beast. We'll hit that little sandpaper and it'll look okay. Alright, I'm going to take it inside and let it cure there, because if you leave it out here, it's what we got there. It's only about you probably can't even see that. Oh, I see the reflection. Yeah, it's about 60 degrees. At temperatures like that, it may take a day or two for it to harden. But you bring this inside, where it's 70, 75 degrees, and that'll cure up in 8 hours or overnight. All right, well, that's about all we can do with it now. So if you like what you see, subscribe, and I guess that'll be enough for that for this one, okay? Alright, talk to you later.